World semifinals, Top Esports versus Suning Gaming. It was one of the most important matches of the tournament, but not for the reason you might think. That match was a fated reunion of two players from one of League of Legends' most important teams.
Put your hands together for the Flash Wolves!
As members of the Flash Wolves, they ruled the LMS, winning 7 straight titles. And now, Karsa and SwordArt's final test for a shot at the Summoners Cup was each other.
Karsa is going to set himself up with a showdown against SwordArt.
While most fans' memory of the Flash Wolves starts in 2015, the team actually goes back all the way to 2013, under a team that some old school League fans might remember, the Gamania Bears.
在这边一个大绝弹下去以后，嘉文盖完以后解大绝，然后绕跑，哇，这太妙了！这个遭到击杀，法洛斯 double kill。荣达精神起来之后呢，看起来还是哇被吹破了，要夸抓了吗？夸抓 Q。 最后有一个奥利安娜，他说才不要给你偏塔。
The Gamania Bears' 2013 World Championship run was short and forgettable. They played one best-of-3 series against future world champions SK Telecom T1, got swept, and then pieced out of the tournament. After Worlds 2013, the entire Gamania Bears roster, aside from their jungler, moved over to what would become their new home for years, Flash Wolves. But the Flash Wolves didn't return to international competition until 2015, when they added a young jungler named Karsa.
哇，下路这波的进攻，体内掉对手很多小兵。中路的话，口口袋有点危险。哇，一个卡萨闪翻带走了口口袋。哇。
Karsa replaced Refrain on the Flash Wolves roster during the second split of the inaugural LMS season, and their results improved immediately.
I think Karsa really kind of broke that equation where the mid jungle wasn't necessarily better from Flash Wolves compared to everyone else. Once Karsa landed on the team, the mid jungle was the definite gold standard in the entire region.
Flash Wolves won IEM Taipei that year, which qualified them for the IEM World Championship, where they made it to the semi-finals after knocking out Cloud9 and SK Gaming in groups.
Only Forgiven standing between SK and elimination. There go the Nexus turrets, there goes the Nexus, and the Yowie Flash Wolves will move on to the semi-finals. GG.
And at Worlds that year, they shocked everyone.
And while Smeb left it right. Smeb, go for it. Now he misses it. The lantern out. The dark passage is huge. Gorilla goes down immediately. He doesn't even really get slicing Maelstrom off. Right back into prey. Kick him in the mouth. Take him down one more time. The sigil coming out. A double kill in now for Maple on his LeBlanc. 2 games in a row. And now coming up with more big kills. Smeb going for the victory. The valiant fight before he goes down. Kuro should get critted out here. Few more hits. He cannot shift himself to safety. And Flash Wolves on the Nexus are going to take down the Coup Tigers.
The Flash Wolves got first in their group at Worlds that year by beating the Coup Tigers, the LCK's second seed and a tournament favorite, twice in a row. And this was back when Korean teams looked untouchable. Suddenly, the whole world was paying attention to Flash Wolves. SwordArt looked like an elite support, Karsa was styling other junglers in his group, and Maple was dominating the competition.
If a barrel explodes on multiple people, maybe a catch Gorilla does combo into Stake. Chain though out, Gangplank God's gonna zone them away. This is not a bad fight for the Flash Wolves, but the ulti out from Nick is good. There's a barrel does get it, Spam! Jumps in with a Flash ulti, but Karsa's already taken out Prey. Flash Wolves, double kill there from Gangplank. Gonna keep running, Kuro's forced to flash out.
Although they were knocked out by Origin in the quarterfinals, Flash Wolves went back home with notoriety and experience. And that's when the Flash Wolves' complete and utter domination of the LMS began.
都还蛮难做抉择的。哇，这个长矛上去闪现，哇，看到这一边不愧是韩服的耐得力。一个钩子没有预测到，不过后方丢了一个鬼影灯笼，来的是 Maple， 死亡已经放了下来，点燃光上去之后，2个手里剑钉头活不下来哦，爆发下来的伤害是直接把钉头给带到。后方 TP 准备要来进场，这个是 Rings 的 TP。
直接撞到2个人，太漂亮了
，2个人非常漂亮，现在已经倒下了这一波闪亮。对，而且下路这一边是马奇这一边的优势，哇，你可以看得到这一边的会战 ，Apex 开启了大决斗，打秘密战、实战迷战这边没有死亡。
这个虚荣漂亮，
回头扯着一个 combo 打在的是 Dreamer 跟对方的2个人身上，泰坦这一边呢，哇，没有办法防守对方的伤害哦。
4连杀
，combo 这一边5连杀 ，NL 要给他吗？最后一个人头5连杀，哇！一眨眼之间，把 AHQ 最后反制的可能性给歼灭了。恭喜闪！
谁有想到这个结果啊？
3比0。
the Flash Wolves just kept getting better and better. Karsa was a monster in the jungle, and SwordArt just kept looking like a better and better leader for the team with amazing shot calling and great engages.
I think the most important thing was the voice that he provided. He was essentially the coach on the field at the time. Now, in terms of his qualities as a player, I think he was the sole part of the engages on that team. So SwordArt had a very, very vital playstyle to him because the team basically relied on him to get the fight starting. And a lot of the times he had to play very, very creatively to do that.
But Maple continued to shine the brightest, proving he was one of the best mid laners in the world.
Maple was the core player on the Flash Wolves, and he was the reason that they were so dominant because no one else really even came close to him. There was a lot of excellence on that team, from the coaching squad to all of the players, but if you really substitute Maple out with any other mid laner, I don't think Flash Wolves Dynasty exists.
Thanks to their spring win, the Flash Wolves headed to China to compete at the mid-season Invitational, and it's there that they cemented their place as Korea's kryptonite.
But they have to defend the super creeps from the top and mid lane. This inhibitor now falling down. NL getting some cheeky auto attacks. They've managed to break their way through. One Nexus turret separates SKT from a loss to Flash Wolves, and he goes SwordArt. Massive three-man pulverizes. Wolf is almost destroyed. Lantern Spite is there, and SKT relegated. Oh my God, Maple!
They're going for broke on this one. Now they turn their attention to take him out, and the cow gets a pinball off onto Duke and Blank. Just enough damage to take down the tree. Nexus turret number 2 is gonna fall, and Faker is trying to save the day. Chrono breaking back to stop SwordArt, but not enough, and NL chasing Blank all the way back into Fountain. Faker's pushed back, a double kill for NL. Flash Wolves have done it again!
Flash Wolves proved that they could do what no other team in the world could consistently, and that earned them the Korean Team Killer nickname.
It's such a great tournament for Flash Wolves. This is the second time in a row they've actually 2-0'd a Korean team in a group stage. They 2-0'd at the time the Ku Tigers at Worlds in 2015, and now they have 2-0'd the champions of that tournament.
The Flash Wolves were poised to make the finals, but once again, they were unable to win a single series at an international tournament.
Flash Wolves trying their damnedest to prevent this and stay alive for one last game, but it's not going to happen. SK Telecom T1 will face Counter Logic Gaming at the Mid-Season Invitational Finals for both teams to get their first chance at the championship win tomorrow.
This would end up becoming a bit of a recurring theme for the Flash Wolves. They would dominate the LMS, sweep a Korean team in groups at an international tournament, and then get knocked out in a best-of-5 series and head home.
I think Flash Wolves as a team, they were, sometimes a little bit arrogant or sometimes a little bit carefree because they were so dominant in their own domestic scenarios. This was not a team that faced a lot of setbacks in terms of their domestic performance.
As the Flash Wolves continued to falter on the international stage, fans began to wonder how much longer this team could really stick together. After all, the LPL was right next door, and China had stronger competition and fatter contracts to draw in players. And at the end of 2017, after the team failed to make it out of groups at Worlds, the Flash Wolf Dynasty saw its first crack. Karsa and Stake were the first names to leave the team and head to the LPL. Maple and SwordArt decided to stay, but the story didn't change. They dominated the LMS, swept the reigning LCK champions in groups at MSI, and then got knocked out in their first best-of-5 quarterfinal.
And Peanut gets the kill, and now Mugen against the world. His own country now to talk him down, to push him back onto the fountain, and the minions are here. The Nexus is alone, and Kingzone, in a return to form, will take the 3-1 victory over Flash Wolves.
At the end of 2018, after failing to make it out of groups at Worlds again, Maple and SwordArt decided to join Karsa in the LPL. With that, the Flash Wolves that everyone had fallen in love with was no more, and the only international title to their name was a 2017 IEM World Championship. Sure, the org kept on existing in the LMS, and they even won another championship with their new roster, but the damage was done. At the end of 2019, the Flash Wolves ceased all operations in League of Legends. But it wasn't all sad. The remnants of the Flash Wolves spread across the LPL, with players and coaches joining teams all across China. The LPL marked a new era for these players, a chance to see if they could reach even greater heights by themselves.
Kanavi is still dead for another 30 seconds. It is a 5v4 on the map. SwordArt with the hook onto the Blitzcrank won't be able to find the kill all the way, but Zoe's artillery will guarantee it. Zoom nearly going to be killed off now. Lamb's Respite keeps SwordArt alive, and Suning will take down both Nexus turrets. They are in a 5v3 on the map. They are in a situation to take this game, and Suning will take down their opponents from the LPL. The third seed will defeat the second, and they will move on to the semifinal.
Karsa is going to set himself up with a showdown against SwordArt. And Selfmade will be the final kill, the final nail in the coffin, and the final blow for Fnatic. Top Esports, for the first time, will pull off the reverse sweep. Top Esports will face off against Suning in the semi-finals.
And now we're back where we started. Karsa versus SwordArt. Worlds 2020 semifinals, the furthest either player had ever made it at Worlds. Karsa was now on the team that everyone had pegged to win Worlds, Top Esports, while SwordArt led the young Suning gaming roster as the tournament's dark horse. And now, the only thing standing between them and the biggest grand finals of their lives was each other.
说实话是没有想过会在半决赛遇到SwordArt。一直以来我们打这些的梦想都是一起放在世界冠军上嘛，想不到我们见面还是在，就是我们两个还是要在互相厮杀的情况下。这次我也会把握好机会，然后也给你看一下，就是你离开闪亮之后，我也有一些成长了，然后这次会打赢你。
This match was the culmination of everything SwordArt and Karsa had learned in those last few years playing a part. They were no longer the same players they were when they were teammates on the Flash Wolves. And now, they had to show each other just how much they'd changed.
500 gold going to be claimed no problem. Top Esports knows better than to try. But the outer turrets are easy. The more difficult part is mid-tier 2 as they dunk right into it. And instantly, Hwanfeng is gone. Karsa makes the huge play in the mid game. I mean, so far so good in this one here as well. And if Karsa ever does show up, oh, there's a flash kick. There's a slow into Hwanfeng. He's trying to get away, but where are you going to go? Flashes into immediately slowed, then stunned, then cleanses. Q's going to come in, and Shockwave finally guarantees a nice big pick. Means the bot laner is gone. Be a stun, what's the timing and everything, but now another fight into the bottom side. Shields come back out. Jacula forced to cleanse. He's actually running out of health now. They are charging in. He's got to flash away to safety, but the flash stun for SwordArt. And first blood comes through, trade it back though. Still got a very, very tight gold game, but I take the Dragons and more potential. Now Knight going to get found out. Can he get there in time? He's trying, and he chomps him, but there's still going to be too much damage. Stopwatch buys another couple of seconds, but how do you live? How could you possibly?
Safety, right? He's got his
TP coming. Up. They're trying. For a little something at least. 369 is here. Tom Kench over the top as well. They're going to find a double stun, but this could be the fight. 369 finds a double knockup. QS has flash, comes out of Hwanfeng. Here comes Angel. Saves Jackalib for a second, but Yuanzhao's going to be careful. Can they get round 2? They have the locket shields. Is it enough? Jackalib kills SwordArt. As over the top finds 2. Angel is low. Can they find Angel? No knockup, but it's enough for Hwanfeng. He finds 1. Looks for another. They're going to get Jackalib. There is no damage left. Knight has to do it all. They get Angel. He's got to run. Knight has to run. Karsa has to try. Can they get the damage? No one else is on the base. It is just a 3v3. Karsa drops. It's Karsa running away, but Knight is already gone, and this could be enough. Hwanfeng tries to take down 369 and does so. Karsa is gone as well. That is the ace, and Suning have done the impossible. G2 in groups, JD Gaming in quarters, and TES in semis. The most impressive run of Worlds so far, and it belongs to Suning.
Karsa and SwordArt's showdown proves just how influential the Flash Wolves still are, even when the team doesn't exist anymore. And it's not just former Flash Wolves players making an impact. Stake is coaching high-profile LPL teams now, like RNG and LNG. And another former Flash Wolves coach, Warhorse, won the freaking World Championship last year as FPX's head coach. Flash Wolves may be gone, but their legacy lives on through players and coaches who continue to do incredible things in League of Legends. And they leave behind a legacy that continues to inspire smaller teams.
I think what Flash Wolves represents is the ability for lesser regions to overcome. They basically drew out a template for how teams that have less resources and less talent most of the times can still come out on top.
Yeah, it's up to you. If you want to hang out for the shoot, hang out. If not, you're free to bail. Oh my god. I can't even hear you. Great. Thanks.